Hello there, you guys. Welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. So I've just been reading some more media reports of what's been going on in the press, and due to Manchester United's fantastic win at Spurs at the weekend, now reportedly Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is now number one choice now and is favourite now to get the job at Manchester United on a full-time basis, according to the media. Reportedly, the media's as reportedly Ed has went in the Wembley dressing room and visited Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and congratulated him, so far for the job he has currently done at Manchester United. And reportedly also the Manchester United board said he worked really hard, at the Dubai training camp as well. So potentially now Ed Woodward has praised him very well, congratulated him for the fantastic result, and now reportedly Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is favoured to take the job at Manchester United on a full-time basis because what he's brought to his club since he's come in, won 6 out of 6. He's the first manager, to win his first 6 games. He's beaten Sir Matt Busby's record as well. 17 goals scored, as I said. And he's got the players playing to the potential level. He's got the players playing with confidence. He's motivated the team. And that's what he suggested how he was going to do. Get the players exerting themselves and enjoying football again, as we all currently know. And Solskjaer said he'd love the job on a full-time basis at Manchester United. He said it would be hard for him to leave Manchester United, as we all know, because potentially he knows about this club. He knows the strappings of the club, he knows the traditions of the club, and he knows everything at the club because he was a great player for 11 years, under the Alex Ferguson, where he won 6 titles, scored about 126 goals, and potentially we know he's only had a bit of managerial experience before he's come into this club. He didn't do so good at Cardiff. He won 2 Norwegian titles with Mould as well, did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but potentially, he's doing very very well with Manchester United at the moment. There's a change in the team, the style of play. He's getting us playing the United way, playing more direct, more forward thinking. Pogba's getting the freedom to express himself more. I think potentially, the front men, are getting the freedom, to interchange closer together. We're getting fullbacks, high up the pitch, as we all know, and potentially, we just look so much better from back to front. We just look so much better. We look better defensively. We look better in the midfield. We look better attackively, and I think, we look more effective. When we've got Herrera, Matic, and Pogba in that midfield, and we look very effective. And we've got Martial on the left who creates that width very well, and he's very influential. You've got Rashford, I think, who looks very effective in a central position. He looks very good in the middle, does Rashford, and Lingard on the right, and they look very as a front three, as we all know. But as I did say, I think Lukaku's more of an impact from the bench, to be quite honest, because he struggled this season for consistency. I know he scored in, 3 previous games before Tottenham did Romelu Lukaku, but he's a big game baller. His first touch does concern me. But as I said, I don't think he'll be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's number one choice, Romelu Lukaku. It's obviously, because you've got the likes of Rashford, Martial and Lingard that are taking Lukaku and Sanchez's roles, as I said. But Lukaku just doesn't complement our front line in terms of his style of play. He's a proven prolific goal scorer because he has done it in the Premier League. He's Premier League proven, but he ain't got the pace like Martial, Rashford and Lingard, and even Sanchez has got pace, but he's failed to make an impact. But as I did say, Martial and Rashford have got fantastic pace, cause problems. Martial causes problems for fullbacks. Rashford causes problems all in all with how fast he is. And I think he's potentially as good as Kylian Mbappe now. But as I did say, you put Lukaku in there, he can't press high up the pitch. He ain't got any pace about him. Like Martial and Rashford and Lingard have all got pace. So I just don't think he complements our front line, does Romelu Lukaku. Because if you put Lukaku in the team, if you put Fellaini in the team, you put Mata in the team, it seems a lot slower. There doesn't seem to be much pace in the team. It doesn't seem to be fast play in the team. So I think when you essentially put them players involved, potentially it looks slower. It looks slow and static, as we all currently know. But yeah, I think we're doing very well so far. 6 wins out of 6. A good result against Tottenham. As I said, because Tottenham have been playing very well this season. They have got a lot of good players. I thought, in that game, first half, we played very well. We exposed our centre-backs, with the pace of Martial and Rashford and all that in the first half. We're getting runs in behind, getting decent passes in behind, as we all know. And Rashford's goal was fantastic, and it was a lovely inviting ball from Paul Pogba. I think it was actually a mistake, was it from Kieran Trippier or something like that? But Rashford still had a lot to do, and it was an absolutely lovely finisher from Marcus Rashford. And I think he's better in a number 9 position, to be quite honest with you. But we controlled the first half, as I said. We really did control the first half. Second half, in the balance of play, you could have said, Tottenham probably deserved it in the second half, due to their balance of play. In balance of play, Tottenham deserved it because they had chances left, right and centre. They had chances through Harry Kane, they had chances through, Dele Alli, they had chances through Kieran Trippier, and David De Gea produced 11 saves in that second half, so he strung some absolutely phenomenal saves off De Gea, and that's why he's potentially, the best goalkeeper in the world as well. But Pogba has been scoring and providing as well. He's getting the freedom to express himself. I think he looks good just behind the centre forward, to be quite honest, does Paul Pogba. I think he expresses himself well. But there's been vast improvements, in the team, and Pogba could have scored. He had 3 chances in the second half against Tottenham. I think one from an header. I can't remember the other 2, but he did have 3, big chances in the second half as well, did Paul Pogba. As I said, but Solskjaer's obviously come in, and he has promised everybody's going to get the chance, including the youth. I think the youth are going to grow and develop under Solskjaer. I think this team's gonna flourish under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all know, because the glory days now are returning. Now, obviously, our objective this season is to get in that top 4 position, as we all know, and we have now caught up with Arsenal, because a month or so ago we was a mid-table club, as we all know, but potentially our target this season is to get into the top 4. That is our target, so we can get Champions League for next season. And potentially, hopefully, for next season, we can be up there in the mix, competing with the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool, as we all currently know in the process. But yeah, he is now favoured to get the Manchester United job. He's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Solskjaer did confirm he was going to be having discussions with, with Ed Woodward about this January transfer window. Solskjaer, from his perspective, said it's unlikely we'll make any signings. Said he doesn't expect Manchester United to make any signings. But as I said, we've spent over £400 million in this team so far. But as I did say, there's still key areas where we do need to strengthen up in our squad, because I still think, we need a central defender. We need a centre defensive midfielder, because Matic is, to be fair to Matic, he is fitting in this system very, very well. And, he's playing very, very well under Solskjaer. He's still slow and I have reservations about him, but he's effective in his passing, so he can pass the ball, can Matic. But I think we need a centre defensive midfielder, that's fast and tenacious. But our slow players in our team, Matic is slow, Fellaini's slow, Lukaku's slow. So they are potentially, our slow players, in our team, as we all currently know. But I think we definitely need a centre defensive mid. We need someone on the right hand side, because all our attack, majority of our attack, or all our attack, is coming from the left hand side, as I currently said. But we do need reinvestments in the squad. Yeah, we do need reinvestments in the squad, as I said. So, we need to address these problems. But we do need a strong central defender. Whether we get any signs in this January window or not, I do not know, to be quite honest with you. But I want Solskjaer to get the job on a full-time basis, because the players, are playing for the manager. They love the manager, as we all know. And currently his tactics are right. Solskjaer's is starting 11's right. And he just knows what he's doing. And he doesn't rest on his laurels. And he understands the philosophy. And he likes the attacking philosophy. And he likes the width, as well, does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I currently said. But we know potentially that basically Ed Woodward's number 1 choice has been Mauricio Pochettino, to come in the club, because obviously he's been the favoured to come in, on a full-time basis at the end of the season, for a long, long time, because potentially Manchester United, of course, have been in talks. Manchester United have been in talks with Pochettino. Reportedly Ed Woodward the couple of week ago, as he updated you, had been in transfer talks with Mauricio Pochettino. So Ed Woodward had been in transfer talks with Mauricio Pochettino, who Pochettino would like to get in, if he was to get the job on a full-time basis in the summer. And he indicated United to get James Maddison and all. Listen, Pochettino come out in the press the other week suggesting that he wanted to spend 20 years with Tottenham. He wanted, and he said Tottenham have to operate differently to win titles. He came out in the other week saying that as well. But he has been heavily linked with the move to Manchester United. And as we all know, he has been our number 1. As we all know, he's potentially, being Ed Woodward's number 1 as Mauricio Pochettino. But recent reports have been coming out now. That is unlikely that's going to happen, according to Danny Lever, the Tottenham chairman, because Danny Lever has potentially come out and he's totally said he's reluctant to let Pochettino leave Tottenham and join Manchester United. He did say even if we were to put in a bid in the excess of £50 million to Pochettino, Daniel Lever's not willing to do any business. And he's been ruthless over this, and he's standing firm on this is Danny Lever. And I don't think Pochettino wants to leave Tottenham anyway. He has strong reservations about leaving Tottenham. I think he's happy at Tottenham. I think he's fully committed at Tottenham. He will be frustrated with a lack of transfer activity, because he's only spent £50 million at Tottenham since 2014 as Mauricio Pochettino, as we all know. But as I did say, he's still looking to win his first major honour as Tottenham manager, because as yet he hasn't won any silverware in the Premier League. He understands the Premier League, he does understand the philosophy, and he's good at developing young players in Mauricio Pochettino. But as I did say, he signed a 5-year deal with Tottenham last summer. As we all know, did Pochettino. And obviously, if we want, in either way, we'd be saving money anyway. You know, if we'd keep Solskjaer on the job on a full-time basis, because if we wanted to get Pochettino in still, and he had any intentions of coming, which I don't think he's got any intentions of coming, you know, we'd have to pay in a fee of around 35, 40 million pounds to recommend him in anywhere, maybe more than that, so we could save that money, keep Solskjaer in the job, because get Solskjaer on the job on a full-time basis, because he potentially, you know, knows what he's doing. But Pochettino's been managing, you know, since 2009, as we all know. He has got a good record with Tottenham. I think he's managed over 250 odd games, won over 100 odd. You know, he had a good record when he managed Southampton as well. Previously managed, you know, he actually managed Espanyol as well once, did Pochettino. But we know Tottenham are still awaiting their new stadium, as I said. So I just don't think he's got any intentions of leaving Tottenham. So now, as Ed Woodward has congratulated him in the dressing room at Wembley, as it has confirmed in the Daily Mail, you know, now he's favoured, you know, to get the job on a full-time basis. He's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But as I did say, you know, we've still got a lot of players coming to end of the deals, as we all know, and we've still got to think about contract renewals for players. And as I did say, I do think there will be players leaving Manchester United. I think Fellaini will be leaving because he doesn't fit into this new regime at Manchester United. He's slow and static, and he doesn't complement our midfield. He does not complement our midfield. Matic is slow like Fellaini, but Matic is better than Fellaini. He has more physical attributes, and his passing's good than that. So Matic is better than Fellaini, and he's proven himself, you know, so far under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So I think Fellaini will be leaving. He's been here since 2013. We paid £27 million for him under the David Moyes era, and he hasn't really made an impact since he's come. He's had the odd good game here and there, but I think Fellaini will be leaving the club, definitely. It says AC Milan have been interesting. I think Solskjaer wants to get rid of him due to that he's unhappy with his attitude. I think Darmian will be leaving the club as well. He's another potential player I think will be leaving Manchester United, Matteo Darmian. Reportedly, he's coming to an end of his contract as well, Darmian, and reportedly, you know, he's coming to an end of his contract, as I said, and he hasn't hardly played that much this season as Matteo Darmian, because as I did say, Luke Shaw is obviously our first choice left back, as I did confirm. So I don't think Darmian, you know, I think Darmian will be leaving the club as well. I think Phil Jones and Smalling will be gone next season as well. They're another two I think will be gone next season. I said Phil Jones is good when he gets them running games, but as I said, he's known for injuries, Phil Jones. But I think Jones and Smalling, you know, in my opinion, you know, will be gone next season. But we could be seeing quite a few players leaving. I definitely, you know, think Antonio Valencia will be leaving the club because he's hardly played this season in the Premier League. I know he's been here for like 10 years. He's won everything here, you know. Apart from the Champions League, he's made over 300 odd appearances, and he's been here since 2009, and he has grown and developed very, very well, and he has delivered the goods over the years, and he used to be our essential right back, but obviously he's not now. He's Antonio Valencia, and I think he could be on his way out as well, because obviously Ashley Young is preferred choice at our right back position now, because he nearly plays at right back every game. Does Ashley Young as well? I think that, you know, I think Diego Dalot's that used their alternative, you know, to Ashley Young in case he doesn't feature at right back. If Ashley Young doesn't get played at right back, he puts Dalot at right back. So potentially Valencia is now out of favour at the club. He was injured early on in the season as well, was Antonio Valencia. So I think potentially, you know, he could be leaving as well. So potentially we could be seeing players leave the club. But we all know we're in need for the strong central defender. And reports have been coming out of the media today regarding one of our potential targets and one of one of Ed Woodward's potential targets, Milan Skriniar. Reportedly, according to the press, Inter Milan are not willing to sell now Milan Skriniar, so they have ruled out selling Milan Skriniar because reportedly Luis Spelter, the current Inter Milan boss, has confirmed this. He has come out in the media as the boss, and he's basically said nobody can afford him. Reportedly, he's rated at around £70 million, this Milan Skriniar. He's only 23 years of age, so he is running his prime. He has obviously, of course, been linked to a move to Old Trafford. Obviously, he said that the price is out of everyone's range, and he basically confirmed he's staying in Milan, and he said nobody can afford him, so it's looking likely Milan Skriniar is not going to be leaving because Inter Milan have confirmed that. I think he's still got 3 years left on his current deal with Inter Milan. I think he has got good physical attributes. I know we've been linked with him, as we all know. He hasn't been his number one defensive target, but we have been linked with him, as we all know, because he can play as a centre-back and he can play as a defensive midfielder as well, can Milan Skriniar. So potentially, you know, we have been, of course, heavily linked with him. the Italian press reported the other day we'd put around a £54 million bid in for him, as I said, but Man United have been linked to him. He's Slovakian. He's only 20 years of age, and reportedly his performances for Inter Milan have been very, very good, since it's been there. So he could be unlikely now, according, from Inter Milan's perspective. But we know our potential main priority target, guys, as we all currently know, is Koulibaly. And I don't think he wants to be at Napoli anymore, because he's been there a number of years. He's grown and developed very, very well. He's 27 years of age now. He's Koulibaly, as we all know. He's 27 years of age, and I don't think he wants to be, at Napoli anymore. The majority of it may be due to this racial abuse, he suffered back on Boxing Day in Christmas, Koulibaly. He is under contract with Napoli until 2023, of course, as we all know. But as I did say, he's very, very good. He adapts every area of his game very, very, very well. Very strong, very tenacious, very, very good in the air. As I said, he's one of the best centre-backs. He's one of the best players in the world in his current position, if fulfills, which is that centre-back position, Koulibaly. And he's been at Napoli a number of years now as the current player, Koulibaly. And I think he does want to make the move. Of course, it says also Real Madrid have been interested in him. Man United have held negotiations. We've had 3 bids in the process turned down. The recent one was a £95 million bid, were turned down, as I said. But he'd be fantastic, in our team. He'd be a fantastic leader in our team, as I said. And it would be good for him, to come and experience the Premier League Koulibaly. It would probably cost us in the excess of £100 million to probably go and get him, or maybe even more. But the Napoli president's confirmed they're not willing to do any business in this January window. But I think from the own player's perspective, he wants to make the move. And I think he does want to make the move to Old Trafford, does Koulibaly. He'd be a great addition, to our squad. A great addition to our back line, because he'd dramatically improve us, and he'd look good alongside Lindelof and Bailly, as I currently said, with Koulibaly. But Lindelof's improved this season very, very well. Bailly's hasn't played much this season, but he's still got great potential, as Eric Bailly, as we all know. But Koulibaly would be a fantastic addition to our squad, because obviously Napoli only paid £7 million for McJenk. Began his career with Metz, when he was young in his prime, as I said. But we've got the financial power to meet Koulibaly's valuation. As we all know, potentially he would be the best. He would be the most expensive defender in the world. If we did get a deal over the line for the player. But you could see Liverpool address their defensive deficiencies with the signing of Virgil van Dijk, and look how much he's improved there. Defence, as I said, he's Premier League proven, Van Dijk. And obviously, when he joined Liverpool, he was about, was he 26 or was he 27? And Koulibaly, he's potentially 27 years of age. So we still get a lot of years out of him, as I said. But potentially, as I did say, the other ones we've been linked to, we've been linked with like Eddie Militao. He's been mentioned in the press quite a few times as well. And Eddie Militao is 20 years of age. As I said, very, very young in his prime. He's Eddie Militao. As I said, he only joined Porto last summer. As I said, he's currently Brazilian. He's the player, as I said, he's Brazilian. And he's only young in his prime. He's very, very effective. He's distinctive in his playing. He can operate his versatility is good, because he can play as a defensive mid, he can play as a centre back and a right back. I think he's predominantly a right back. Is this player? He's Eddie Militao. He's got a 40-odd million release clause in his contract. He's got 4 years left on his deal with FC Porto. But reportedly, a few teams have been monitoring an interest in Eddie Militao. As I said, but of course we've been interested in him as well. So he's been mentioned in the press, as I said. We've also heard the rumours that, we have been linked with Tottenham's Toby Alderweireld as well. He's been mentioned in the media, Toby Alderweireld. I like Toby Alderweireld. I said I think he needs to adjust his game a little bit more. I do have reservations about him, to be quite honest with you, Toby Alderweireld, but he can be a world-class central defender. And as I did say, Tottenham have extended his current contract till 2020, as we all know. Potentially that includes a 25 million release clause in that for the summer. So I think Toby Alderweireld will be available in the summer for 25 million, as I said. So potentially, we have been linked with him as well. So Toby Alderweireld's been mentioned quite a few times as well. But as he updated you as well, we've been linked to that Roma central defender, Costas Manolas as well. Nowhere near on the same levels as Koulibaly, nowhere near on that level, or you know, nowhere near the same levels as Diego Godin or, Rafael Varane, all that, the top world-class central defenders. But he's not in that category, Costas Manolas. But I don't really know much about him, but I just know he's not in the same calibre as them players, as I said. But yeah, he represents Raiola. Man United reportedly were working on the deal with Raiola. He's got a 32 million release clause in his current deal. As this Roma central defender, he's Greek. He's 27 years of age. As this Costas Manolas as well. But whether we're making any signs or not in this January window, guys, I'm not too sure, to be quite certain with you. But as he did confirm the other week in the press, we're still in contract talks with Mata, Herrera and Ashley Young, as I've already confirmed. I think somewhere along the line we'll come to an agreement with Ashley Young. Ashley Young is 33 and Valencia is 33, so they are both age up and come to the end of their careers soon. Herrera as well, we've been in contract talks with him. Herrera, we've been in contract talks with Mata, so we've been in contract talks with the trio, as it has confirmed as well. News coming out about David De Gea as well. There's news coming out now in the media about David De Gea. What a fantastic performance he put out against Tottenham. I think now, since he's been at United, I think this is now his 8th, is it 9th season or something like that. Progressing up the ranks fantastically well, and potentially David De Gea has now made over 300 appearances for Manchester United in all competitions. I think in the Premier League he's made nearly a century of clean. I think he's made a century of clean sheets as David De Gea. He pulled 11 saves off in the second half against Tottenham at the weekend. Absolutely phenomenal goalkeeper, as we all know. But potentially some more news is updated in the media that reportedly he's committed his long-term future at Manchester United. So potentially De Gea does want to stay at Manchester United, as we are more currently. I think he's he's better than Peter Schmeichel. Peter Schmeichel was still a great keeper with us for 8 years, but I think potentially, to be quite honest with you, David De Gea is better without a shadow of a doubt. But as I did say, David De Gea has won everything here. Of course, he's won everything in English football. Obviously, apart from the actual Champions League, he's won the Europa League, but he hasn't won the Champions League as yet with Manchester United, of course. But reportedly, back in November, we extended his current contract, by a further 12 months. As we all know, we extended his current clause, until, the summer, until 2020. So we extended his contract till 2020. Obviously now, I think Manchester United have been in talks to, get him to agree to a new long-term deal at Manchester United. So reportedly now he wants to, stay at Manchester United. He's committed his long-term future at Manchester United. It looked like back in 2015 he was going to be going to Real Madrid, but it didn't happen, so he didn't go to Real Madrid, so he stayed at Manchester United. He did say before that Paris Saint-Germain and Juventus were linked with David De Gea, as we all currently know. And he's won the club's Player of the Year for about 5 seasons. He's won the Smart Busby Player of the Year quite a few times, and he's won quite a lot of individual awards as David De Gea, as I said. But reportedly, according to the media, he's waiting for Manchester United to offer him £300,000 a week. So reportedly, David De Gea wants a wage increase. He wants a wage increase for him to sign a new contract with Manchester United, because I think potentially he's on £200,000 a week now, and I think he's demanding he wants around £300,000 a week, to agree to a new contract at Manchester United. David De Gea, as confirmed, and potentially he actually began his career with Atletico Madrid, and he began his career at just the age of 13 years of age, and he progressed up the ranks of Atletico Madrid, and he won the Europa League and Super Cup with them, I think, did he, or something like that, and he did very, very well, and Ferguson got him when Ferguson was here, for £17 million, and look how much he's grown and developed and progressed very, very well, and look at the level he's on now. He's on another level, to any keeper out there. He's on another level. He's David De Gea, of course, because his performances have just been absolutely fantastic, for Manchester United, as we all know. And I hope we're somewhere along the line we can agree him to a new long-term contract. But I think he's demanding he wants around £300,000 a week, as it's just, updated in the media, as I currently said. So hopefully somewhere along the lines, Manchester United can do that, as we all currently know. Same with Anthony Martial. He's a player I want to sign a new long-term contract as well. We activated a further 12 months on his current contract as well, last year, I think, as that did confirm. Martial's representative actually came out last summer saying he wanted to leave the club. He did say before that he was pessimistic, Martial's agent, of him signing a new long-term deal at Manchester United. But I think his performances have been fantastic anywhere this season. I think he's very, very good out on that wide position. I think he creates the width very, very well. His interchange is good. He causes a lot of problems, with fullbacks, with his physicality, his strength, and his pace, to be quite honest with you, Anthony Martial. So hopefully, somewhere along the lines, we can come to an agreement of signing him a new long-term deal. As well at Manchester United, as I said. So yeah, guys, so potentially, that's mainly everything to update you with today. We'll be back with more live videos, of course, very, very soon. So potentially, Solskjaer's now the favourite to get the job. As Ed Woodward has potentially, Ed Woodward was in the dressing room at Tottenham. Congratulated Solskjaer. Potentially, the United board seem to be happy with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. As I did say, if Solskjaer does well, Ed Woodward, will have thoughts about recommending Solskjaer in for the job on a full-time basis. We know it's been Pochettino's number one. As we all know, there's been a few other alternatives mentioned to Pochettino. We know there's been talks of Zinedine Zidane as well. But it's looking likely it could be Solskjaer on a full-time basis if this carries on. As objective this season is to get into the top four, and I think Solskjaer, I have faith and belief in him. He's going to elevate us to that higher level. He's going to get us to that commanding position, where we want to be. Fourth's as target this season. I think we can still get top four because we are 6 points behind, top four. As I said, there's still key areas in the squad where we do need to address, as I've currently, already told you. As I did say regarding Lukaku, I still think he's a good player. He's a proven goal scorer, but he's slow, and I just don't think he fits in our front line system, to be quite honest with you, because you've got Rashford who plays in that front line who's got pace, you've got Lingard who's got pace, you've got Martial who's got pace on the left side in that front line. Sanchez obviously has failed to make an impact and he's injured anyway, and I think he's our highest paid player on £500,000 a week, is it? But he's still got pace, but Lukaku hasn't got any pace whatsoever, so I just don't think potentially he suits our system because, as I said, he doesn't suit that front line. As I said, I think he's okay as coming on as a substitute is Romelu Lukaku, or probably playing him in a game what's like meaningless, like a game in, if we're playing a small team in the FA Cup, like Reading, as we did the other week against Reading, Solskjaer, went with a team that's never played together as 11, put a lot of youngsters out there as well and totally rotated the squad differently. But as I said, when it's games in the Premier League, as I said, I don't think Lukaku will be first choice from the start. It will be Rashford, definitely. As he currently said, I think he's nearly made 150 appearances now for Manchester United. As Marcus Rashford, or has he made 150 appearances? He either has or it's nearly 150 appearances. As I said, I desperately want us to get a central defender. It's fair to Solskjaer, he has kept three clean sheets now, is it? Yeah, 3 clean sheets, which is very, very good to see. But positivity now, he's back to the club, as I said, and Solskjaer knows what he's doing. He doesn't rest on his laurels. He shows that inspiration, and he just knows what he's doing with that team. And he's out attack, all attack. He likes the attacking football, and he's got us playing that attacking football, that Manchester United, want to see, which is very, very good to see. And as he updated you earlier on what we're going on with Chelsea's news and Arsenal's news, I've already updated you, with that as well. But we will be back soon, to give you a bit of more of an update, of what's going on with that, as I said. So anyway, guys, drop your comments below on the channel. If you do consider a subscribe as always, and take